So what does it take to build a world? And I'm not just talking about writing a story or coding an app. I mean, what does it take to design an entire system from the ground up with its own rules, its own logic, its own life? Today, we're going to take a look at the work of a creator who does exactly that.
Let's start with a big one. What if the internet, the very thing our modern lives are built on, was completely redesigned from scratch? I mean, just picture it. A web that's fundamentally unbreakable, that's owned and operated by us, the users, and that's totally immune to corporate or government censorship. Okay, now for something completely different. What if you could solve a murder, not just by digging up clues, but by using some kind of mystical device to literally rewrite the personalities of the suspects, making them reveal their own secrets without even knowing it? So these two ideas, as different as they sound, actually spring from the same mind, a creator who goes by Aquarian Rising. And you'll see they're not just a writer, or a developer, or a thinker. No, they're an architect of worlds, someone who builds the intricate blueprints for entirely new systems. And to really get the sheer scope of this, you have to peek into the workshop. The projects range from the super technical, we're talking protocols for a whole new internet, to the purely creative, like concepts for animated films. But then you've also got detailed policy proposals for lawmakers, sitting right next to these deep, complex theological frameworks. It's this amazing portfolio that treats everything, society, entertainment, technology, as a connected system just waiting for a new design. All right, so how does this actually play out in practice? Let's start with one of the most ambitious blueprints of them all, a plan to completely re-architect our digital world. It's called the Flow Network.
The internet we use today is built on a really fragile model, centralization. All our data sits on these massive servers owned by a handful of giant corporations, which makes it super vulnerable and easy to control. Well, the Flow Network proposal just flips that whole idea on its head. Instead of centralized servers, it uses a decentralized network of our own devices. Instead of data being easy to censor, it's resilient and private. And the biggest difference? Instead of being controlled by corporations, it's owned by all of us who participate in it. Now, the secret sauce that makes this all possible is a really simple but powerful idea. Data is never at rest. So imagine you upload a file. The Flow Network instantly encrypts it, shatters it into thousands of tiny, meaningless pieces, and then, here's the genius part, it keeps all those pieces in constant motion across the network. Your data is never a sitting duck, which makes it almost impossible to steal, censor, or control. And if you thought that was ambitious, it gets even wilder. The system is designed so that an AI called Eidolon literally emerges from the collective power of the network itself. It isn't built in some lab, it grows organically, getting smarter as more people join. And get this, it's hardwired with 4 ethical prime directives: sovereignty, empathy, knowledge, and growth. It's designed to be a neutral guardian for the network, not some central controller. But this isn't just some sci-fi fantasy. There's a really pragmatic, step-by-step plan for how to make it happen. It starts with a kind of Trojan horse, a killer app that offers something irresistible, like free infinite cloud storage to get us all to join and build the network's foundation. Phase 2, open the doors for developers to build their own amazing apps on top of it. And the end game is a whole new operating system, Flow OS, that transforms any device you own into an asset that actually earns you value, just for being part of the network. Okay, so that's how this systems thinking approach applies to our reality. But what happens when you turn that same logic to creating entirely new ones? Well, you get this incredible collection of games and films. Just check out the concept for this game called Syncrasy Below as Above. The setup is classic, right? A murder mystery in a lockdown 1920s manner. But the hook is absolutely wild. The detective has to use a forbidden celestial device to literally rewrite the personalities of the suspects. It's not just a supernatural mystery. It's a completely new way of thinking about how to solve one. So the gameplay is basically split in 2. The as below part is your classic detective work. You gather clues, you interrogate people. But in the as above part, well, that's where you become a puppet master. You use this mystical device, an orrery, to go in and alter a suspect's astrological chart, which fundamentally rewrites their personality. You're not just following a story anymore. You're actively bending the characters to your will just to see what secrets fall out. And the world building, it's just so prolific. I mean, we see entire franchises being pitched here, mashing up genres in these really compelling ways. You've got the brutal difficulty of Dark Souls mixed with the gothic horror of Castlevania. You have college girls piloting giant mechs. You've got horror movie stereotypes trying to survive a cursed VHS tape. Each one of these concepts is its own fully realized system, just waiting to be brought to life. So what's the thread? What's the one thing that connects a decentralized internet to a game about rewriting souls? Well, it all comes down to a core philosophy about how complex systems, whether they're technological, narrative, or even spiritual, actually work. This right here, this quote from another one of the creator's works, nails it. It says, "Complexity does not require a blueprint. It requires the right set of rules." And that principle is called emergence. That's the key to everything. Whether you're designing an internet or a video game or a society, you don't dictate the final outcome. You just design the right set of simple rules. And then you let these breathtaking, unexpected, complex things emerge all on their own. So, what's the point of all these incredible blueprints? Well, the goal, which is supported by the creator's Patreon, is to finally stop just designing these worlds and to start actually building them, because that's what these are. The documents for the Flow Network, for the games, for entire social programs, they're not just fleeting thoughts or cool ideas. They are meticulously designed, incredibly detailed blueprints for new systems, new stories, and new ways of thinking. And this isn't just about throwing money in a tip jar. It's an invitation to help an architect actually break ground on a new project. Which really leaves us with a final question. What is it worth to help make this kind of foundational, world-building work possible? And maybe more importantly, what kind of future could we build if we decided to invest in the blueprints?